Hello and welcome to my channel, I Win to Lose Gaming. So I've just been running the new world boss or new weekly world boss a few times and it is absolutely an insane fight, but it is a lot of fun. However, it is very mechanics focused and I was going to show you guys some tips and tricks for dealing with this boss's mechanics. First, an initial run where I just knew enough about the mechanics to defeat the boss with a free-to-play friendly-ish team, and then after that, polished that attempt to kill the new weekly boss as fast as I possibly can. Now, do keep in mind that if you have not done this new weekly boss and you do not want spoilers, obviously do not click this video, do not watch this video, but there's not really going to be any story mode spoilers except for a little bit of the dialogue, but really I don't think it gives away much. I don't remember exactly what Nahida's build is, but it's something very similar to this. I was using the Widsith with the 4-piece Gilded Dreams. The stats weren't great, but yeah. Then we have Sayu, who just is running the Viridescent Veneer, and after that we have Kuki for healing as well as the Deepwood Memories to amplify Nahida's damage, and finally we have Fischl with the Windbloom Ode as well as the Thundering Fury. Alright, so the first thing you'll notice about this new boss is that it's quite a long walk to the actual boss fight itself, so Sayu's very nice for that because she can move very quickly to the new boss. But we're going to go ahead and first tag the boss with Electro as well as Dendro, or Nahida's little burst thing. Now you want to have... Hey, editing I Win to Lose, and I realized I did not explain this mechanic very well at all, but on the screen we can actually see all the mechanics that are needed to know and play. Here we have this little buddy guy. He has this little energy thing that you charge by grabbing these whatever shape they are, kind of like a round diamond three-dimensional shape. And then you stand on these pads here and you press T to charge it up to discharge this thing. And then it will do something based on the elemental pad that you stepped on. From what I saw, the Electro ones are by far the most useful because it actually stuns the boss. And from my observations, I think you can only use each pad once, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Anyway, back to the actual running I Win to Lose. Avoid, obviously, the giant hand smash thing, because that hurts a lot. And you can zap it with Electro like that, to kind of like knock it down and do some damage. And then it will get upset and do some stuff. And now if you zap it again with another Electro, you'll actually knock it down, which then gives you some time to do some DPS to it. And we can just use Nahida to do a good amount of damage while it's down. And it's going pretty well, but these lasers are very dangerous. I think you can walk in between them and dash through them like this to dodge them. Now you will kind of be a little low on stamina during all that, but hey, not a big deal. So just finish it off and, you know, it's going to do the same stuff over and over now at this point. We've pretty much seen it all for the first phase. So yeah, the other elements do some stuff, but I think you want to prioritize the Electros. And watch the Traveler be a boss. Look at that. She is holding up like a giant megaton fist, being smashed through the ground and falling from who knows how high. And Paimon's like, oh my god, why am I here? And look at that. Just threw off the slide like she's a legit superhero powers. But anyway, this thing's going to go into phase 2 where it gets legs. It's in the metaverse, guys. It finally got some legs. And here we go. So phase 2 is kind of crazy, but you want to kind of keep semi-close so that way this little guy can shoot it, your little robot friend here. And you can use T to save a lot of stamina and to traverse to the boss as well. I'm not even sure why I'm attacking it, really. It pretty much does a negligible amount of damage, as you can see. But more importantly, what you can do is you can go for these things here. And you can bait it to shoot them as well as hitting them with your own elements. Now after you oh dear, after you have this, you press T and then you shoot the giant thingy, which you generally don't want to miss it like that, because oh my god, oh my goodness, oh, did Nahida die? Nahida died. Well, we'll just revive her, because that's what food is for. I know a lot of you guys really hate food, but you know what? I'm not good enough at this game to not use food. But we have, you pretty much need to hit it twice with the little robot's T-E ability. And really you're just dodging everything for now until you can finally knock it down with this. Now after it's knocked down, you might think, oh hey, it's knocked down, I can do some DPS to it. No, my friends. That's not how it works. Oh, also, Nahida's little aimed mode thing doesn't work to destroy these things. You need to use her normal attacks, and for these flying ones, I find I don't even know how to actually hit them without something like Nahida's charge attack or a bow attack, right? So, what? Okay, anyway. Now we can finally do a little bit of DPS to this thing. Oh, sorry, I had to get a drink of water there. Very inopportune time to do that. But you could see that the attacks hitting its legs and stuff were barely doing any damage. However, Nahida auto-targets kind of the core weak point of it. And now at this point, even though like the knockdown phase is over, it's just going to start repeating its attacks. And you can just rely on your little Dendrobot to kill it if you're kind of like a free-to-play setup like this, because it is pretty challenging to actually kill it after you knock it down with most DPS characters, because the core in the center, oh dear, the core in the center is out of range of most of your DPS characters, especially like all the melee DPS characters I've seen. So one last little detail that I just noticed at the very end after editing this video, but there are actually little clover things that you can teleport upwards and to the boss's weak point. So this way melee characters can actually hit the weak point. Pretty funny for me to just notice at the very end, but yeah, just definitely use that to your advantage if you don't have milk on you to just, you know, nuke it and kill it from the ground. Okay, so as promised, I'm going to show you guys my day one attempt at kind of speed running this boss. Now, of course, a lot of this boss fight is just kind of stuck in cinematics as well as, you know, picking up the crystals and stuff. So there's only so much time you can save. So I'm going to let this play out with just the key moments. And then afterwards, I'm going to explain some stuff that will also help you guys take on this boss as well. Even if you're not a giant whale like myself. Alright, so now that you guys have actually seen the run, we're going to go through it and I'm going to explain a little bit. So first, this is a Melt Ganyu nuke setup where even Constellation 0 Ganyu should be able to pull it off quite effectively, but it'll take probably 2 or 3 shots to actually take it out. Now, what's really interesting about using Nahida as a support here for Ganyu is that she provides 250 elemental mastery and another 40 if you use her signature weapon, or with the Thrilling Tales Dragon Slayers, you can give Ganyu 48% attack as well. And based on this nuke, what we can see here, 172.716k damage, and we can see based on the amount of health missing, it's roughly the same amount as the amount of health missing. So if we do 3.5 of these, that gives us roughly, I don't know, 500-ish, maybe at most 600k damage, but probably closer to 500k hit points for the first phase. And we see that there's nothing really stopping you from just one-shotting it like this. You could use many different one-shot compositions, but for me, I felt like Melkon used perfect, especially for the second phase. And what we can see in this clip is that after you knock out its shield here, you actually have a bit of time to kind of but okay, so before we get to that, I was really focused on filling up Bennett's and Kazuha's bursts, which you guys will see in a bit. So anyway, after you knock out his little shield with the last bit of zappy zaps from the little robot, you can run to the center and pre-cast some abilities in anticipation of the turrets spawning here. I don't actually think you need Ganyu's burst here, but I did it because it actually allows you to exit the animation that he's doing to prepare your Bennett and Kazuha burst if you time it correctly. Now Kazuha's burst will swirl and destroy any of the flying turrets in the air that are within the radius, as you can see. From what I noticed, they tend to be placed in a specific way where one of the turrets will be missed by Kazuha's burst, and you will need a way to take it out. I believe Ganyu's charge shot actually takes it out in one shot. However, I decided to go safe because I'm bad at aiming, so I just used Nahida's charge attack to take it out. Now ideally you actually want to lock onto this one here, so that way from this one here you'll grab the one in the center if you lock onto the far one, and then you can lock onto this one. But here I did it a little suboptimally, and I ended up warping 3 times instead of just the 2 times that you would need to otherwise. So one more quick detail. We can see here that after I knock the boss down, my bursts are not ready yet. We can see Bennett, Kazuha, and Ganyu, they all don't have their bursts. However, after this thing is knocked down, you actually get a free burst reset. Everyone gets their energy completely full. What this means is that you should burn your bursts in this phase to destroy these flying nodes faster, because that way you'll immediately get your burst back up, and that way you can just start attacking it. Now, one more tip is that in this phase, when it's knocked down on the ground, its legs and arms take severely reduced damage. Like I'm talking like half or even a third or something. I didn't pay attention to the exact amount of damage reduction these legs have, but they have a ton of damage reduction. So that's why it's important to actually hit the core of this body right here while it's in its weakened state. Ganyu is able to one-shot its core just like that. A 165 plus 574k appeared to be complete overkill for taking out this boss. Hey guys, and do check out my friend Not Erwin's Genshin Utils bot. So right here we can just go to any channel with his bot in it, and you can just pretty much type /wiki, and then we can type in, for example, Nahida. The Genshin wiki bot in your favorite Discord channel will be able to show you guys some information about Nahida. For example, she is Dendra, her constellation's name is Sapientia or Ramastis. Check that out, my videos here as well. And finally, we have even more information on her. And fun fact, her birthday is October 27th. That is extremely close to my wife's birthday. And one of my favorite other commands for the Genshin util bot is g.chibis, which will actually show you a bunch of different chibis. And if you do own a Discord server, give this link a smash to add the Genshin Utils bot to your Discord server. Alright, so let me know if you enjoyed this format of explanation where I actually use the video editing tool to kind of live explain it. This actually makes it a lot easier on me, and if you actually found this helpful as well, absolutely do let me know down in the comments below. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. This is I Went to Lose, signing out.